Spontaneity is one thing I think that non-disabled people don't really realize that they're lucky to have. And if it's a really a summer day now, they can jump on the bus or grab a few cans and head off to the beach or whatever. Now, lots of disabled people can't do that. And resilience is another thing. So something could happen to me. My powered wheelchair could break down today, and I straight away can't just sit at home and cry and whinge about that. But I'm resilient enough to go, well, that's just a fact of life. It's broken. How do we strategize to get that done? Little things can happen in non-disabled people's lives where it can actually, they'd feel a little bit more impacted by it. Don't talk about us. Don't medicalize the disability. And don't use language like burden, misfortune, overcome, then suffer. I suffer a disability, which I don't myself, but that has been used before. So language, I think appropriate language. So again, don't use wheelchair bound, use wheelchair user. I remember being interviewed on a national radio program, and the interviewer, a high profile one, called me wheelchair bound. And the interviewer had to actually not apologize, but had to recognize, and I thought it was very, very good of him to recognize that he made a mistake. And I think that's the big thing. We're all human. We make mistakes. If we don't know, we ask questions. Don't sympathize, but empathize. Like, we can empathize with people of the challenges that are out there in Irish society, but don't sympathize. There is this idea that we are super crips or superheroes, and that we have these superpowers. So I think that's one that's debated an awful lot, that some disabled people just want to be seen as ordinary human beings and they're going on to live their lives. But then others can be seen as superhuman, if you like, just because they have a disability. And it feeds into that idea of what is the image of disability as well, and particularly around an autistic person. Like, I've heard that you don't look disabled. Like, what does that even mean? You don't look disabled. It's crazy to think that people would even say that you don't look disabled. Now, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to know that I'm disabled, but people with invisible disabilities, we wouldn't know. And that feeds into the whole idea of disclosure of disability as well.